I decided to jump on with Chad because I was drowning. I was every hat you could wear, I was wearing it. I was stressed, overwhelmed, knew I needed help, had no clue who I needed to hire, who I needed to work with, and got a recommendation to jump on with Chad, and it's been one of the best decisions I've done for my business. My name is Logan Cole, and I own Shanes Chimney Care. Yeah. My initial meetings with Chad, the first probably 2 months, I didn't like any of it. I thought the guy was crazy. I didn't believe really in what he was challenging me to do. Again, I was being a technician, I was not being a business owner. And so once I finally kind of understood what he was asking me and the mindset shift that I needed to take, I mean, it's some of the most invaluable information of how to actually change the mindset of getting away from being a guy that's just sitting in a truck and going from job to job to job, instead of a guy sitting in an office, managing people, managing systems, processes, and then actually being able to produce a very nice quality product and the services that we provide. Yeah, the biggest challenges and issues that I was facing was I was a really good technician, but a terrible business owner. And so in starting with Chad, he was able to really broaden my understanding of what the chimney industry really is and what's available out there to us, and was able to create systems and processes to actually have an actual business instead of just work a glorified job.
Coaching?
Yeah, I think one of the things that surprised me most was the relatability that even though he's a larger company than I am, he just gets and understands it all. And then when I'm going through a hard time or I'm getting in my head about some difficult stuff, it's like, man, Chad's been here, he's done this. And so when he's asking me to do some different things and challenging me, I really can trust what he's saying, which is super unique because he's managing his business alongside me at the same time. Yeah, I think the way that our business changed was we actually had a strategy. There wasn't a strategy before we started coaching. And so, sure, I had goals, and sure, I had a few things that I was going after, but strategy in regards to systems and processes and managing people and holding employees accountable, none of that was even a thought. And so I think that's the biggest thing was we were able to actually create the strategies around how to manage my people, hold them accountable to the job that we've asked them to do, to create that product that we want to all be proud of. So I think the biggest number-wise that has changed since using Chad has been in the context of sales. So being able to take an employee who's selling $500 a job and take them to selling $1,500 a job, that is something that just blew my mind. I thought I had to do quantity of appointments. I thought I had to do 3, 4, 5,000 appointments a year to get to the numbers that I wanted to get to. But in coaching with Chad, he got me to understand that the sales process is totally different. We're going to go for quality. We're going to go for aesthetics. We're going to go for all these different services that we could provide. And so now I only need 1,000 appointments a year to get numbers greater than even what I would have doing 3,000 appointments a year. I'm 2.5 years in with Chad, and I think it really probably took me a year before results really started to show in my numbers and in regards to revenue. But it was sooner than that. It just in my own peace, in my own headspace of just being able to be clear, and I've got a partner with me that's going to help me through these difficult situations that I'm running into. But I also think that I probably could have allowed that to be quicker had I not gotten in my own way and been so stubborn. I think the biggest thing that's changed for me is just the space in my brain that is used worrying about the company is much less. Having relationships with other guys, Chad and the other guys that are going through the group and ladies, we're all in this together. We're all sharing the same struggles. We're all going through the same stuff. Everybody's going after the same thing. and you no longer feel alone as a business owner. And there's people out there that you can talk to. And so I think for me, Chad just got me comfortable with the chaos of running a business. And it allowed me to just free up some space in my mind where I'm not having to deal with anxiety, stress, and just so much more peaceful. Yeah, the coaching has allowed me to really be a better boss. I don't yell at my employees anymore. I am going after and trying to build a culture that I want, where employees that show up every day want to be there, want to go do the work, enjoy it. And so I think that with Chad's leadership, we've been able to get guys in a place where they really enjoy coming to work. And that starts with me making sure that I enjoy coming to work and making sure that I'm happy and that I'm fired up to be there, because that can be infectious from the top down when leadership's fired up about the day. The way that I've grown personally, I would say, is when I go home. I'm less stressed. I'm more engaged with my kids. I spend more time with my wife, want to spend more time at home. And so I think that the ability to let a lot of the work things go and know that I've got a coach in place, I've got a plan in place, I'm going after some different things to make sure that the company is running smoothly, it allows me to be home when I'm home. And as a business owner, that's, you go and do the crazy stuff for your family, but you also don't want to sacrifice them at the same time. So I've personally grown in that way. So our plans for the future, for me, is kind of twofold. I want to make sure that I've got time for my family, but I also want to grow the business at the same time. And so I think that there's a challenging rub that I'm trying to find a balance between growth and other markets, and making sure that all of my employees are the highest quality possible, therefore being able to get to grow, but that also want to be able to leave space for me to be at home with my family as my children grow, and don't miss out on those days. What I'd say to someone who is considering to use Chad is you don't really have anything to lose, and you've got a lot to gain. And so I would say it's a no-brainer decision. You're going to learn something day one, first meeting, that's really going to change either a mindset that you have, a system and process in your business, or the bottom line on your company. And so I think it's definitely something worth considering very, very much.